Welcome back to Ben Dragon's Daily Downloads. Today we're talking about God is the greatest writer, and God uses symbolism, metaphor, foreshadowing, all the great literary devices to write your divine life. God is the greatest writer. When you understand that the universe is fractal in nature, meaning one piece of the whole contains all the information of the whole, then you start to realize how everything is actually connected. Everything is connected. So that's why when I see a sign or a symbol that pertains to something I'm dealing with in my life, I don't ignore it. I comprehend how the universe is really just giving me something to work with. It's giving me information. Seemingly unrelated events are actually all related because everything is connected. Now, I'll give you some examples of this concept. I used to date a woman who I ended up getting sexually addicted to. And she had sunflower tattoos. And it was hard on me when she decided to leave. So I didn't deal with that the best. I decided to try to just compensate for that desire in other women. So every time I was in that energy of trying to pursue more women to fill that hole and that specific sexual desire that she had given to me, I would keep on seeing these sunflower symbols in the most unexpected places, on backpacks, purses, shirts, wherever. It would always happen when I was in that energy. So that's a reference to my own shadow, my own desire that I hadn't dealt with. Spiders, animals, birds, these things are all examples and metaphors. Example, yesterday, I was meditating at the park with my friends and did a whole ritual together, did some yoga, breath work, and hape. It was really great at the Mount Shasta headwaters. And as we were concluding the ritual, a white bird flew directly over our heads. So what is that saying? Well, white bird being a symbol of freedom, new beginnings, life, God watching over you. And so you could tell the intent of the ritual was a success because of that white bird. Give you another example. I used to deal with chronic foot pain, and I was meditating at a different park. This was last fall. And when I opened my eyes after the meditation, a leaf had fallen directly onto my shoe. It was just sitting there. And the odds of that are not very likely. Like, what are the odds a leaf is just going to land on your shoe? We weren't even under any tree, right? So that's like, what does a brown leaf that falls symbolize? The fall, the season of the fall, transition, right? Deading the old to give birth to the new. So then I knew, okay, that's foreshadowing that my foot will be healed. Lo and behold, a few months later, I get an alchemical energy healing and my foot is mostly better. Not fully, but it's getting there. So you could see metaphors, symbolism in your life God drops for you to give you a warning or a foreshadowing of what's to come. I'll give you another example. A few years ago, back when I was living with my mom for a little while, my car got a flat tire. So I needed to go into the city to get a new tire, but I needed my mom to give me a lift to do so. So I'm driving back with the tire in my mom's car. Being that she only had a two-seater, the tire had to go in the trunk, which displaced some of her trunk items into the front under my feet, and I felt extremely cramped. And she was listening to something on the radio, and I just felt cramped and claustrophobic on all levels, and it was a very uncomfortable experience for me. And we were stuck in traffic as well. It felt like hell for a half hour. And I had that same feeling in a dream I had last night, the night before, where in the dream I was like trapped in a submarine or something, running out of air, feeling claustrophobic, and it was the exact same feeling I had the next day. So the universe will often use dreams to foreshadow and give you warnings as to what's to come. Give you another example. A few weekends ago, I was setting up my pop-up business. We just have a stand. We got a canopy, table, all that. Selling holistic healing products. You can check that out at www.sublimrns.com, what we do. And the police, a couple of police officers were just happened to be chilling a short distance away from my stand. Now, obviously, the energy of a police is the energy of an agent shutting things down, right? It made me feel uneasy, but they didn't approach me. They didn't say anything. They didn't even necessarily, they didn't even engage me in any way, shape, or form. They were just there. And so, that night, I had a dream about being in a courtroom and being judged. Obviously, negative energy, like the energy of being shut down or persecuted or just negative energy, right? So, agent energy. So then the next day, the police show up again to my stand, except this time they do engage me and tell me I'm not allowed to set up there anymore unless I, get all these permits, which nobody got time for that. And anyway, the universe warned me not once, but twice that would happen, including the dream. So you can see how everything is connected. You can see how God writes your life in metaphors and symbology. So we have to start looking at life from a more right-brained, artistic perspective so that we can really grasp how everything is connected and how God is divinely writing our lives. Because there's always warnings, there's always foreshadowing. We just don't like to look at the red flags. But if we started to look at the red flags, or even the white flags, or green flags, or whatever, then we could actually make strategic moves that would end in a better timeline for us. You see what I'm saying? So, it's very important not to ignore the signs and symbols God gives you. And always pay attention to your dreams. If you have a dream where you feel any significant emotion, like a dream that really sticks with you and you really feel that emotion, it's a good chance you're going to experience something like that in your life in the near future. It won't look the same, but it'll feel the same. So always be mindful. Always pay attention to the metaphors. And animals are good metaphors too.